These horses didn't come out of somebody's backyard. Most of the ranches are 80,000 acres plus, and they may have seen a person once a month or so as they come out to check on the mares and the babies. They don't see them every day. And, it's scary. It's traumatic to them. So whenever they're weaned off their mamas, they get put in a smaller pen with some babysitter horses, and then the mamas are taken away. And then when they come to our place, they're loaded onto a trailer, which is the last place that horse would probably want to go. And then they're taken to our place and put in the smallest pen they've ever been in, away from everything that they know. What do you suppose is going through their mind? Is this where we die? There's nothing familiar here. So it's scary to them. So the least stress that we can put on them, the better. Can I help them gain confidence in us, gain their trust? Then, man, they fly so fast. But if I try to manhandle them and dominate them, forget that. They're not going to trust you then. You're going to have a fight every time you go to them for a long time. Some of them maybe always. And most of that stuff's man-caused. Can I go with them first, and then maybe they'll come with me? I'm not trying to, I guess how's the best way to put that? I guess most philosophy-wise, most people, when they're halter starting, it's get them caught, okay, then pet them, and then lead them. And most of that's pull and release, pressure, release, pressure, release. And every time that you take that slack out and hold and wait, you're putting a little bit of drag in there. And you got to then work to get that drag out of there. And if you don't, that's going to transfer directly to your ride. Every time you reach down the rein, they're going to just go, rip, brace the jaw, pull away. And, I've learned that the hard way. And it's hard to overcome that. But, that's the way most folks will do it. Our philosophy is go with them first. So I'll catch them before I touch them. And if you watched our first catch video that we put out, what date was that?
Well, Thanksgiving.
Then you see the different tools that we use to where we can catch them from about 6 foot away. So that where a horse learns to pull away from the halter, hold your hands out like you're the horse, Chris.
Well, they can't see on the.
It'd be right about here as you get ready to try to take that tag end and tie it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we've got some tools set up to where we can reach out there from a lot further away. We've got a longer, like the shafts we use on our flags. We've got one that's longer and a little string, and we tuck that into the tag end of the halter, and then we just fish that around their neck and then start working to feed it up. And then we've got a little stick that has a kind of a finger notch in it where I can take a hold of the noseband and lift it up over their nose and then lift it up into tying the halter. And I know, we'll go ahead and pull that halter out. I know that a lot of people aren't going to see much of this, but this
we can be sure we'll use this clip as part of it. So yes, sir, that's
okay.
fine.
So as Chris ties our halters, she gets creative with stuff. How can we make it easier to tie that halter? Well, I can do it without having to tie. Got those knots. Is that set up where you can see it okay?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
Yep. And that's a game.
I guess the little tape on there just stiffens it where it you can't push a rope, right? But it gets a little stiffer where it's a little easier to handle and all.
Right. That's some grip shrink there, so it holds it pretty stiff.
Shrink. And then once they get to haltering more like big kids, when you put it under their neck, you can grab it without having to wrap your arms all the way around.
Yeah.
you can incrementally get them used to having the process of being caught like big kids.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very
got-
cool.
You got that string over there?
Yeah.
Go ahead and pull that up and we'll just show you what we mean by using the tag end of the halter. That this is what we're calling the tag end of the halter.
Uh-huh.
We've got a knot on that string. String's what?
10 feet long.
10 feet long. And then a 7-foot pole. You can reach them from anywhere in the catch pen. We've got like a 37-foot catch pen.
Yes, sir.
And it just makes it so much less stressful. But we try to draw them to our tools before we catch them with it. We've got a lariat rope with a double knot tied in it so it wouldn't choke them down. And I'll put that on them first. But I'll take, the grabbers like old folks use in the park picking stuff up.
Yes, sir.
So there have been several times where I thought, well, if my arm was just a little bit longer, then I wouldn't even have to toss that loop on them. They could just walk right. I could set it on them. And so Chris said, well, what if you took a grabber like the old folks use and use that? And I said, well, that's ridiculous. She goes, well, might work. And I thought,
it's only ridiculous if it doesn't work. Yep.
I thought, well, we'll try and see. And I don't really care how it looks as long as the horse thinks it's all right. And so I'll get them moving in the round pen. I'll just let them move. I know where they want to be. They're going to want to be where their friends are. So I'll start out being between them and their friends. And then if they look at me or come towards me at all, I'll get out of the way and let them head towards their friends.